Ian Watkins was once a celebrated figure in the world of rock music. He was the frontman of Lostprophets, a Welsh band that gained international fame. Formed in Pontypridd in 1997, Lostprophets quickly rose to prominence. Their music, a blend of alternative rock and post-hardcore, resonated with a wide audience. The band sold millions of albums worldwide, with hits like Last Train Home and Rooftops. They were known for their energetic performances and catchy melodies. Watkins, with his charismatic stage presence, was at the forefront of their success. However, beneath the surface, there was a darkness that would later overshadow his musical achievements. In 2013, the band's career came to an abrupt halt. Watkins's arrest and subsequent conviction for heinous crimes shocked fans and the music industry. The band disbanded, leaving behind a legacy tainted by his actions. This marked the beginning of a tragic and dark chapter in Watkins' life. Ian Watkins' crimes were both shocking and appalling. In December 2013, he was sentenced to 29 years in prison, with an additional 6 years on licence. His offences included the attempted rape of a baby and sexual assault of a child under 13. He also conspired to rape a child and was involved in multiple counts related to indecent images of children. The court proceedings revealed the extent of Watkins' depravity. His actions were described as plunging into new depths of depravity by Mr. Justice Royce. The judge noted Watkins' complete lack of remorse during the trial. These words reflected the gravity of the crimes and the impact they had on the victims. Watkins' sentencing was a pivotal moment. It highlighted the severity of his actions and served as a warning to others. The case drew widespread media attention, further amplifying the horror of his crimes. The public's reaction was one of outrage and disbelief, as many struggled to reconcile the musician they admired with the criminal he had become. HMP Wakefield, where Watkins was incarcerated, is known for housing some of the UK's most notorious criminals. The prison has a reputation for violence, and recent reports indicated that tensions were rising. A report from the Chief Inspector of Prisons noted that violence had increased markedly. Older prisoners, particularly those convicted of sexual offences, often felt unsafe. The growing population of younger inmates contributed to this atmosphere of fear. Watkins, serving time for serious sexual crimes, was among those who felt vulnerable. His notoriety made him a target within the prison system. The environment in HMP Wakefield was tense and volatile. Inmates like Watkins, whose crimes were well publicised, faced significant risks. The prison's conditions reflected broader issues within the penal system, where safety and rehabilitation often clash with the reality of overcrowding and violence. On October 11, 2025, Ian Watkins was attacked in his cell at HMP Wakefield. The attack was brutal and left Watkins with fatal injuries. Despite efforts to save him, he was pronounced dead at the scene. The incident marked a violent end to a life already marred by crime and infamy. West Yorkshire Police were called to the prison following reports of the assault. 2 men, aged 25 and 43, were arrested on suspicion of murder. The investigation into Watkins' death is ongoing, with authorities seeking to understand the motives behind the attack. The news of Watkins' death elicited mixed reactions. Some viewed it as a grim conclusion to his dark legacy, while others expressed concern over the safety of inmates. The incident highlighted the dangers within the prison system and the challenges of managing high-profile offenders. The public reaction to Ian Watkins' crimes was one of shock and outrage. Fans of Lostprophets were left reeling, struggling to comprehend the actions of someone they once idolised. The betrayal felt by fans and the wider community was profound, as Watkins' crimes shattered the image of the charismatic frontman. Judicially, the response was equally severe. During his sentencing, Mr. Justice Royce condemned Watkins' actions in the strongest terms. The judge's remarks underscored the seriousness of the crimes and the need for a substantial sentence. This was a case that, honestly, tested the limits of the legal system's capacity to deal with such horrific offences. The severity of Watkins' sentence reflected the gravity of his crimes. It also served as a deterrent, sending a clear message that such actions would be met with the full force of the law. The case became a focal point for discussions on child protection and the responsibilities of public figures. The fallout from Ian Watkins's crimes had a devastating impact on Lostprophets. The band, once a symbol of success, was forced to disband. Their music, which had brought joy to millions, became overshadowed by Watkins's actions. The other band members faced the challenge of distancing themselves from the scandal. For the remaining members, the disbandment was both a professional and personal loss. They had to grapple with the end of a significant chapter in their lives. The legacy of their music was tainted, as fans struggled to separate the art from the artist. The band's dissolution left a void in the music scene. Fans were left with a sense of betrayal and loss, as the songs they loved became reminders of the crimes. This was a stark illustration of how the actions of one individual can have far-reaching consequences for many. Ian Watkins' legacy is a complex and troubled one. While his musical contributions with Lostprophets were significant, they are now overshadowed by his criminal actions. His name is more often associated with his crimes than his music, a testament to the enduring impact of his offences. The legacy of Watkins serves as a cautionary tale. It highlights the potential for individuals in positions of influence to abuse their power. His actions have left an indelible mark on the music industry, serving as a reminder of the responsibilities that come with fame. For many, Watkins's story is a tragic reminder of the darker side of human nature. It underscores the need for vigilance and accountability, particularly for those in the public eye. His legacy is a blend of talent and tragedy, forever intertwined with the crimes that defined his later years. The case of Ian Watkins prompts reflection on broader societal issues related to crime and punishment. It raises questions about how society deals with offenders, particularly those convicted of serious crimes. The balance between punishment and rehabilitation is a complex and contentious issue. Watkins's case also highlights the challenges faced by the criminal justice system. Managing high-profile offenders in prison requires careful consideration of safety and security. The violence at HMP Wakefield underscores the difficulties in maintaining order and protecting inmates. Society's response to crime is shaped by a desire for justice and protection. However, it must also consider the potential for rehabilitation and change. Watkins' story serves as a reminder of the need for a nuanced approach to crime and punishment, one that considers the needs of victims, communities, and offenders alike. The tragic end of Ian Watkins is a stark illustration of the ripple effects of crime. His actions had a profound impact on his victims, their families, and the wider community. The legacy of his crimes continues to be felt long after his death. For the victims, the effects of Watkins' actions are enduring. The trauma and pain caused by his crimes are a reminder of the importance of support and protection for those affected. Communities, too, are left to grapple with the fallout as they seek to heal and move forward. Watkins's story is a cautionary tale, highlighting the consequences of crime for all involved. It underscores the need for a compassionate and just response, one that seeks to address the harm caused and prevent future offences. In reflecting on his legacy, we are reminded of the enduring impact of crime and the importance of striving for a safer, more just society.